Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. That was shit. 6-3, men against boys, absolutely played off the pitch by the far superior side in just about every way. City went into the game without Ruben Diaz, without John Stones, and without Rodri, so three of their most important defensive players, as well as one of their more important midfield players, and we couldn't lay a glove on them. We scored three, but we would not have scored those goals if City hadn't took their foot off the gas. Game was won at half time, 4-0. What else is there to say about Erling Haaland? The guy is just a freak of nature. 17 goals in 10 games. The man has come into this league and he has just shown us that maybe we are the farmers after all. So let's just get into this then, get it over and done with, because I really don't want to sit all day analysing and looking at this. So here we are, 6-3. The scene was really set for the game after 2 minutes when Dallo got the first yellow card. Kind of just prevented him from effectively making the tackles that he used to. I think it was a bit harsh. It was the first tackle, it was the derby, but I mean, he was caught out time and time again by Jack Grealish. It was definitely Dallo's worst performance of the season, but he wasn't the only one. He wasn't outstandingly bad, and we can't say it was Dallo's fault that we didn't win. First goal came from Foden after about 8 minutes, just kind of ghosted in, unmarked, unseen. I mean, should De Gea have done better at the near post? You'd think so. Then after that, it was just a Haaland show. First one came from the corner. Second one, great finish. And Foden made it 4 with a minute before half time. Yeah, game was set, match done at half time. A lot of our fans walked out of the away end at half time. They'd seen enough. I'm sure the players would have walked out at half time if they could have, but to be fair, they went and they gave it a better go against the City side who had took their foot off the gas and were just sitting in cruise control. So I guess in the second half we kind of came back into the game a little. Anthony scored a great goal, cutting off the left onto his right, assisted by Christian Eriksen. It's Anthony's second goal in a big match. He scored against Arsenal, he scored against City, and yeah, I mean, it wasn't his best performance. He wasn't overly involved, but I don't think you can say he was the only player in the front line who wasn't overly involved. We really didn't have much going forward. I think we looked better when Martial came on. He scored twice, and it's his second good performance of the season. What we need from Anthony Martial is for the guy to be fit. We need him to be available, and when he plays, we do look a better team for it. He's got different qualities that we don't see in Rashford, and if Martial's fit, I would play him. The guy deserves it. So just a quick look here at the stats. City dominating possession for most of it. Obviously we got a bit more ball in the second half. It didn't feel like we had nearly 46% possession. It felt times that we just couldn't get on the ball. We couldn't put a couple of passes together. And I'm sure if we deep dive into the stats, they will reflect that. Obviously we can see City 22 shots. And 10 shots on target, which it's just not good enough, man. It's just not good enough. But like, how do you stop Erling Haaland? How do you stop that guy? The guy is insane. Just like we said earlier, 17 goals in 10 matches. Like, he is a force of nature. And Phil Foden as well today. 2 City players getting hat tricks against us. It's just embarrassing, man. It's just embarrassing. So stats wise, it sort of backs up everything we've been saying, really. We can see here City clocked up an XG of 3.43, whereas we put up 1.83. Obviously the penalty will greatly add to our XG. I'm sure Anthony's goal was a very low XG chance. It was a great finish, great goal. But I mean, look at this today. Erling Haaland, 3 goals from 1.2 XG. That guy knows where the back of the net is. He can finish better than anybody else. And how do you stop him? I don't think anybody can. I think City are going to win the league this year. No, Arsenal are playing well, but Arsenal don't have Erling Haaland. And they also don't have Phil Foden. Again, Foden, 3 goals from 1.08 XG. Great finishing from the guy. But yeah, I mean, we just weren't good enough across the pitch. And we knew this coming into the match. We knew City were further on. Pep's been there for years now. The team's built in his image. What we need to do as a football club is back Ten Hag, give the guy time, back him with the resources, back him with the players, and give him the chance and the opportunity to make us into the team that we all know we can make us into. So yeah, this could happen to any team against City. They're probably the best team in the world at the minute, and it's not that it's not embarrassing and it doesn't hurt, because it's the derby. We got smashed, we got embarrassed, but this could happen to any team, and what we have to do now is ensure that this is a bump in the road and that we haven't just driven off a cliff. We have to go on Thursday to play Ammonia. We need to beat Ammonia, and then we need to go Sunday, play Everton, beat Everton. We need to get back on track. We can't let this derail the progress that we have made, and what's most important for us now is how we respond, how we react to this, and how we go about solving the issues that we've seen out on the pitch today. Very worryingly, Raphael Varane seems to be injured, had to come off. Victor Lindelof came on, so already the back four that has won us several matches on the bounce looks like it's been broken up. I think, and it might be a more controversial point, that we might have to stop picking players based on form, and we might need to start picking better players and play them into form. This last couple of weeks, obviously, Scott McTominay has been great. He's been playing very well, but if we have Casemiro on form, Casemiro playing well, that player that is so much better than any version of Scott McTominay that there is. If we have Casemiro playing to the best of his ability, no matter how well Scott McTominay is playing, he's just not as good. We saw Malacia come off today. It's probably his worst game for United. We saw Luke Shaw came on. Not that Luke Shaw is perfect, but he does seem to offer more going forward. He obviously did play Phil Foden on for one of City's goals. It wasn't great, but I think we need to start picking players based on ability and play them into form rather than picking players based on form, if that makes sense. And I know it sounds contradictory, I know it doesn't make sense, but I think it's probably what we have to do. I wouldn't expect, if everybody's fit and firing, that we see both Sancho and Rashford next week. All being well, I imagine Martial will play. I'll imagine Anthony will play, and it'll be one of Sancho and Rashford. I think what our issue is with Jadon Sancho is, for as good as he's been this season, he's had his moments, but he's a moments player, and so is Marcus Rashford. They perform well in moments. They have moments of the game where they do something great. They drop a shoulder, they beat a man, they get in behind, they put the ball in the back of the net, but it's not the constant, sustained level of play that we've seen from City players today. We've seen Foden, we've seen De Bruyne, who obviously Sancho, Rashford aren't on their level, but whenever we have players in our front line, in our midfield, and in the back line who aren't just performing well in moments but are consistently performing well throughout the game, I think that's when we'll really start to see us become a better team. And I think we need to figure out ways to do that. I think more investment's needed, more backing of Ten Hag is needed, and I think that until we do that, we are going to be a limited team. But I'm not going to be too critical today. Embarrassing, yes, but I didn't expect us to go into this and match City. I didn't expect us to go into the match and give them a hiding. I thought if we could soak pressure, hit them on the break, we might have a chance. We didn't. But we're not there. We are 3 months into a long-term project. We need to see the project through, and if we do, we might end up in a season, 2 seasons, going to places like the Etihad, turning up and giving City a game. And until that happens, until we are at that point, I don't expect us to try and do them things. So yeah, up next is Ammonia in the Europa League. Then we play Everton next Sunday. 2 games that we should be looking at getting 2 wins in. I would like to see a bit of rotation during the week. We don't need our best players playing against Ammonia and Nicosia, but have everybody ready for Everton. Rest the likes of Varane, manage Martial's minutes, and let's just see how we go. Just like I said earlier, we can't allow ourselves to drive off a cliff with this result. We need to make this a one-off, make it a bump in the road, an embarrassing bump in the road, but leave it at that. That's how we're just going to have to take it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're new or if you like the content. We'll be back during the week with more content, more videos, more previews, analysis. So yeah, stick around for that. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next one.